Today I'm going to be doing Corrupt Control, which originally started out as a Bubbling Muck deck. I played against a guy in a queue that was playing the Bubbling Muck deck, and so I looked up a list, and I just copied it, and that's where I started, but I've been brewing with this deck all week. I have since cut Bubbling Muck, and if you're not familiar with the card, it says, until end of turn, whenever a player taps a swamp for mana, that player adds black to their mana pool. So the first one, it doubles how many much mana a swamp is going to add, but the second one doesn't really double it again, it just adds one more. So the idea was to play Bubbling Muck, consume Spirit them for a massive amount, hopefully 20 or whatever they're at, gain all that life if they somehow manage to survive, and just one turn kill them. The reason I cut the Bubbling Muck was in aggro matchups, if you do the math on how many land you need to Bubbling Muck consume Spirit to win on the spot, it's like you need like 10 mana in play or several Bubbling Mucks, and if you draw this card and you're not ready to just one turn kill them, it's completely dead. You're not going to do anything with it. It might get you to a faster Corrupt, which that feels pretty bad anyway, like Bubbling Muck, Corrupt, and then just assemble yourself a bad Tendrils of Corruption, like a sorcery speed Tendrils of Corruption. So I've switched the deck over to be more of I've renamed it Corrupt Control because it's more of a control deck now. We've got these Chainer's Edicts. The deck always had Pestilence as just a combo with Tendrils, Corrupt, and Consume Spirit gaining you life. You can just Pestilence them as like Corrupt, Consume Spirit, like 9 through 12. I've also added the Evankar's Justice Pristine Talisman combo. The Pristine Talisman really helps with your Sign in Bloods and Read the Bones, which get you more spells when you need them, or help you hit your land drops. And land drops are like the most important thing when you're playing the deck most of the time. Expect during the tournaments I'm just going to be talking about making my land drops constantly. Speaking of which, Armillary Sphere, it's probably the weakest card in the deck. I could see cutting down to 3 maybe to play another Duress in the main deck. But I have these Duress in the sideboard, and we're going to talk about that in a second. There's Wayfarer's Baubles, and those help you get ahead one land drop. That's just good, of course, because you need to hit Tendrils of Corruption. Like, Tendrils of Corruption a turn early, like on turn 3 instead of turn 4, is really good. Corrupt and Consume Spirit really just need you to have a ton of mana in play, so that's just... It works towards our game plan. And then we just play Swamps as our mana base. And then as for sideboard, we have one Relic of Progenitus. I tried running... was it Shredmind? Mended? I don't know what it's called. Shred something. Shred Memory. The transmute spell that targets... Well, it exiles 4 cards out of the graveyard. I don't think it's as versatile as Relic of Progenitus, and the second ability on Relic of Progenitus, where it blows up your own graveyard, is just irrelevant to us, except for Chainer's Edict. And most of the time, that's not that big of a deal in the Relic of Progenitus matchups. Other than that, we have extra Duresses, usually to get the counterspells out of their hand. The way the counterspell matchups usually work out is I have to get every single one of them out of their hand, just either by casting Corrupt at their face for like 9 and forcing them to spend it, or I could just spend 1 mana and Duress them and just win. Doomblades are good as targeted removal. Not quite good enough to play main deck, I think. Maybe a 1-of or something over that Armillary Sphere, but I think that they belong in the sideboard. Plus they got the sweet art. Shrivel, giving everything -1/-1, good for elves. Kuldetha Boros, stuff like that. Fairies, Faruka's Cure, this card is great. I have main decked it before. I've debated back and forth about keeping it in the main deck. The Stompy matchup is pretty awful, and the blue-red Delver and the mono-blue Delver is tough, but just doing 2 damage at instant speed and leeching you 2 life can get you through those tough turns of the game and get you into turns like 4 through 12, where the deck flourishes. Choking Sands, these are for Tron. I devote a full 4 slots to the Tron matchup, and every once in a while I will bring them in. Like, I was testing and I brought them in against Burn, and you can just lock low mana decks out of the game. And then Gurmag Angler. You can't main deck any creatures if you're not going to run, if you're only going to run 1 creature, they get really bad because just Chainer's Edicts are going to eat your lunch. They're also bad against decks that just deal with them easily, but every once in a while you'll bring in a Gurmag Angler against like Stompy, Red Deck Wins, things that attack on the ground and usually have 4/4s. These are really good against maybe Affinity. I'm not exactly sure on all the slots that come in and out for every single matchup off the top of my head, but we're gonna I've brought it in, and it's a good tool to have. So I'm gonna get into my games. So we're playing against a whole bunch of underscores and then capital Zendikar. Right off the bat, we get a 1-land hand. I get I get so many 1-landers in this deck. I think I did the math, and it's a 20% chance to get a 1-lander if you're running, or if a 20% chance to get less than a 2-lander. I don't like keeping 1 land, but this hand has duress. I think we can get there. With just a little bit of luck, and we're golden. We have 2 draw steps. Wayfarer's Bubble is gonna let us hit our turn 3 land, and then Sign of Blood's gonna get us there. So we can duress here, or we can Wayfarer's Bauble. I'm gonna go with Bauble. Duresses usually want to hit counter spells, and if we let them have a few more draw steps, then we're likely to hit more counter spells. Snow-covered island. So usually that means blue-red Delver. Could mean some of their weird Scred list. Gitaxian Probe. He's probably like, what is this? Come on, I really need to hit a land here. There's not very many turns we can just miss land and stay in the game. We have a Pestilence, but the deck isn't that like, it's not that great at playing catch-up. With the Tendrils, maybe if we land the Pestilence, wipe the board, and then can Tendrils something to get our life total back up after they've, punished us, then maybe. But just hitting a land would, like, having 2 land and just Wayfarer's Bobbling puts us in such a better spot. Especially if he plays Island and says go. Second Gitaxian Probe. maybe he's stuck on one land. We could just stare at each other with one land apiece. It's preordained probe. Okay. Oh, we hit the swamp. That's good. We could also sign in blood. The Wayfarer's Bauble also means that sign in blood isn't going to make us discard. If he is that deck, then maybe doing sign in blood so he can't spell stutter it. Like if he plays Very Miscreant and then tries to spell stutter our sign in blood, we're better off not popping our Wayfarer's Bauble. So I'm gonna try it. We're not, since he's going a little bit slow, I don't think we're in too big of a rush to get this Bauble to go. Alright. Our Armillary Sphere means at least eventually we're going to be hitting our land drops. I'm surprised that we didn't hit any there. Yeah, so far this is blue-red Delver. Hopefully he misses his next land drop as well, and so he can't, like, double fairy. If he plays Delver, I'm just gonna Chainer's Edict. Preordain. So it looks like we're in the clear. We may have unnecessarily sign-in-blooded, but if we hit a land drop, it'll be worth it. If we don't, then we're going to be in danger of discarding, and we might have to play this Armillary Sphere. Oh, this is Kiln Fiend. We end up getting the swamp. So sometimes this deck plays Daze. So I'll just play around that. It's weird that this is playing Snow Covereds. See if we can get something here. So Temur Battle Rage is scary. Gush is also scary. I think the Battle Rage is the scariest. Where's my snipper? Snip, snip, snip. I think it's from the Muppet movie. I think I'm gonna get the Battle Rage. So I'll just set that there. The G probe, was that new? Yeah, that's new. He drew a G probe. And he heads down to 14 life on his own. We don't have an answer for this Kiln Fiend yet. So it's kind of scary. The lightning bolts, they're not dead because they can buff the Kiln Fiend and hit us in the face. But they're not going to, like, clear a path or anything like they're usually supposed to. I think this is a Gush. Yep. And he can still play the Kiln Fiend. But he'll be tapped out if he does. Preordain. Is he going to be at 8 cards in his hand after this spell? Not that it matters, he's going to be able to play 2 more. Yeah, if he plays Kiln Fiend and a land. I've been seeing a lot more Kiln Fiend decks, and I think that's because Chainer's Edict is on the decline. Chainer's Edict just not as good since Coletta Boros or anything like that started popping up. So there's the Kiln Fiend that we've been scared of. Oh, missed land drop again. So I think I'm just gonna Wayfarer's Bauble this turn and try to make sure he's not gonna OTK me. Apostle's Blessing, Bolt. The Apostle's Blessing is going to be annoying later when we want our Tendrils his guy, and he has a redundant Kiln Fiend. So I'm going to take a new snip of his hand, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that's his hand. Want tiny. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. So with lightning bolts, those are doing 6 apiece. 6, 12, 13 damage. He didn't drop the red, so he can't even do that, and I only take 1. Oh, oh yeah. Okay. So he's planning on doing that next turn. So get rid of the mountain, get rid of the Kiln Fiend, and then remember to Wayfarer's Bauble. So he has Bolt in his hand. Bolt, Island, Unknown. Consume Spirit is kind of interesting because we can just pay 4 and get one of these guys for 2. But I want to just throw my spells at him now. He could bolt his own creature here to prevent the life gain of 4. Decides not to. And I'm just going to yield. Brainstorm is the draw. That's really good. He could get rid of the snow-covered island in his hand and whatever else he drew, which is probably another land, and go up to an absurd amount of spells. Possibly just kill me. Like an Apostle's Blessing would be pretty nuts. I could have saved my Tendrils of Corruption because it's instant to kill his Kiln Fiend if he decided to double its power or something. But I didn't want to deal with 2 Kiln Fiends, which is essentially double strike, attacking and then just have him like Apostle's Blessing one of them or counter my spell. So hopefully I'm just taking 4. Maybe he's going to shoot the bolts off, and he doesn't. Cyclops is kind of scary. We finally hit another land drop naturally. I'm going to do the Cyclops. If we hit another land drop, Pestilence just takes care of the Kiln Fiend. And we gain 5 up to 22. And once this Chainer's Edict is active, I think we win. So if we ever hit our next 2 land drops, if next turn is dead, I'm not sure if I'm going to Consume Spirit or just pop our Millery Sphere. Probably the Consume Spirit. I usually rather play safe because my end game is so just good. Haven't gotten to a point where I can read the bones since we've been in panic mode ever since he's dropped Kiln Fiends. But yeah, he has dropped this. So he probably has 2 bolts in his hand. Another Kiln Fiend. A land would mean Pestilence wipes his board. Corrupt. We are shy on being able to corrupt him. So I'm just going to Consume Spirit for 3. Because if we do it for 4, we'll just end the turn with an extra mana. So we already knew that that bolt was there since he put it back with Brainstorm. So he's still at 2. Pestilence. I think this is the turn where we do Sphere. And then, so bolts do 6 apiece, so that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're definitely not doing Read the Bones. I think we just want to make our land drop. Probably going to pop Corrupt next turn. This is close. So I think he's definitely going to shoot these bolts off. If he doesn't, I think he's missing his chance. Okay, there's bolts. One second bolt, and then as long as he doesn't have like a Brainstorm or a Gush or anything, we can stabilize. Please don't counter my spell. Okay. Now we're in good shape. And I don't want to take the damage off of Pestilence, so I'm probably just going to Chainer's Edict. We're in good shape now. I think I did everything that I needed to try to survive. Ugh. So I think we have to corrupt that as well. I don't want to get too low so he just bolts me or something. So here's a sphere. And we're back up to 13. Okay. So we can just do Sphere to start off the turn. Guarantee ourselves a land drop or 2. I'm going to play the bigger draw spell. Consume Spirit's good. Swamp is bad. And then I'm going to do the other Sign in Blood on myself, of course. And... okay. Got through game 1. So now... I think these Pestilences... they're good. But I think we want something a little bit more low to the ground as far as kill spells go. I think I want to max out on Doom Blades. The Pharika's Cures are going to help us stay alive. Evankar's Justice is good because it's a board wipe. We're 1 card extra. Probably in our Armillary Sphere because I've said it's the worst card in the deck. It's like a necessary evil though. I don't suspect that a Garmoy Gingler is going to do anything. It's also like Feed the Bones and things that are maybe a little bit slow, and I could like Duress instead. I don't know. I don't want to. Might do 1 Read the Bones for a Duress. They're all sorted. I think this is what I want. Made it a little bit harder to hit land drops, but then I lowered my CMC. We could just get flooded. This is a good hand. Two swamps and like any 2-drop makes this deck work like pretty well. Duress turn 1 is going to be good. It's a really good thing we took that Teamer Battle Rage. We would have been dead like 50 times over if we hadn't. Evolving Wilds, nice and slow, and another removal spell is good. Just gonna do this right away. I'm sure he has cards in his hand. Even if we can get like a Gush or something. Slip through space, target creature can't be blocked. Preordained Ponder, Ponder a Dispel. I'm thinking the Dispel so that we know that our Doomblade is gonna hit. It's kind of strange that he's playing Slip Through Space, I think. I don't know. It seems good. I'll take the Dispel, though. So I'm going to re-snap his hand. And he did mulligan pretty low, I think. So there goes that Ponder. There goes my Ponder. It's probably going to mean he's not going to cast Kiln Fiend this turn. It almost guarantees that he's not. And I'm going to be able to play my second Swamp and Sign in Blood. So that mountain is new. I could also sphere, but I'm gonna go with the Sign in Blood. Sphere's a little bit slow. We hit a land. Yay! So he has 2 unknowns in his hand. I never checked if he shuffled with that ponder. He did not. If he doesn't play Kiln Fiend, we're definitely going for the Armillary Sphere. So Ponder gone, or Preordain gone. Both of his cantrips are gone. And yeah, Slip Through Space I'm just kind of curious about. Makes his creature unblockable and draws him a card. Maybe he's just like, it's better than a lightning bolt. Which it probably is. Another swamp. So this means we get to play our sphere. And possibly crack it as well as cast our kill spell next turn. I'm faking like a Dismember or something. Not a Dismember. Disfigure. Kiln Fiend comes down. So, is there a difference between Doomblade and Chainer's Edict? Don't think so. He knows about both of them, and he just sacrifices his creature. I guess there is a difference. I can keep up Doomblade and Armillary Sphere on his turn. So we're good on land drops for days, and we hit another. This is exactly how I want the game to go. Just land, pass, land, pass, land, pass. And I usually wait until I can add up my Consume Spirits and Corrupts to be lethal, and then just one every turn. Pristine Talisman is pretty good. Also puts us back a card in our hand, so if we hit a Sign in Blood, we can go for it without discarding. Which is, we haven't seen it yet, but that is a big problem in this deck of like, I don't have a land, I need to pop off my Sign in Blood, don't hit a land, and then all of a sudden you have to discard a card. That's annoying, but not the end of the world. I'm just gonna Doomblade it so that I can flashback my Chainer's Edict and kill it. Probably should have tapped our Pristine Talisman so that we could Sign in Blood, but I just kind of got a little derpy there. Pond. Oh, so did he cast his Kiln Fiend? He must have. 'Cause it's in the yard. There is a Delver. So we missed our land drop this turn. Sand Blood myself. There we go. And next turn I'm going to start doing Corrupts. Unless he plays a creature. Actually, Consume Spirits are less good. So I'm going to go with one of those. Oh, I didn't pay the 1. Why didn't it pay the 1? Oh, is it only black mana? Oh, yeah. Derp. There's a Cyclops. You can't give it haste. So we can either Chainer's Edict. So we have 11 mana. 11 minus 7 is 4. Am I doing that right? Yeah. So we can Tendrils of Corruption and Chainer's Edict this turn. And I'm in no rush. I just want to ensure my victory. And we can Tendrils if he plays another creature. So Kiln Fiend. Probably going to see a protection spell. He's got to have one by now. Maybe he's considering bolting. Dispel. And then go for lethal with Tendrils backup. Awesome. Take down the first game with a whole bunch of good cards in hand. So we saw last game how bad our Miller's Sphere is and that it just takes so much mana, but our land drops are so important that it's just kind of worth it. So Pristine Talisman doesn't actually help us hit our Pestilence a turn faster. And it's like all this hand does is turn 3 Consume Spirit to kill a 1-drop. I think that's just not good enough in pretty much every matchup. Pestilence is pretty good though. I'll keep. We could draw action. Could just draw swamps though. But yeah, very lucky to win game 1 last game. Let's see what he's playing. If it's some kind of control deck, this is probably a really amazing hand. But if it's like Stompy, we just lose. Okay. Another snow-covered mountain deck. Okay, so this is the blue-red Delver deck. I gotta be right one of these times. Okay, there it is. This hand isn't the worst against that. Even if he gets a ninja on the field. Ooh. I'm gonna actually... Oh, I can't do that yet. Cycles Ash Barrens. Just got a couple of islands. I'm not really gonna pay any attention to those. Please do not... If he ninjas, he is the most ballsy person. Okay. I'm thinking about Consume Spirit, but hopefully next turn we just play Pestilence. So probably Pristine Talisman to just buy time. And I think from his perspective right now, we just look like a really slow blue-black control with Evankar's Justice deck. And so, thanks to this Pristine Talisman, we're going to be able to Pestilence next turn for 1. We could see a Ninja here. I'd probably go for it. Yeah. It's pretty good. So I forgot that Consume Spirit's 1 mana can be paid with the Pristine Talisman. Black, 1 colorless, and then the rest. There's the fairy. And I really, really want to get that ninja off the field. So we can actually Consume Spirit for 3. And then, hopefully in the upcoming turns, we're going to be able to land a Pestilence. If he plays Augur of Bolas, I am fine taking any number of hits from Augur of Bolas to just lock them out of all of their fairies. Alright, so we can kill that. And unless he drops another land, he's not going to be able to cast Counterspell. Oh, he did. I hope this lands. There's 1 Counterspell. And Read the Bones. So Duress is helpful. And it looks like we don't have another Pestilence. So Consume Spirit is probably going to eat that ninja. Augur. So that makes Pestilence amazing right now. So he finds a Ponder. Unless he finds a land, he can't cast it. Or he's just going to find a land off of it. This could also mean he doesn't have another counterspell in hand. So that's gone. Gush. Oh. He had made his land drop. Okay. So he's back up to counterspell mana. And he's going to have to discard 2 because he's getting such good card advantage off of Ninja. Evolving Wilds, Island. So an extra duress definitely means I'm going to do the first one I have. Let's make this a little bit bigger. I don't know why it's starting all my windows just tiny now. So Bolt, Magma Spray, Scred, Fairy Miscreant. All of those cards aren't great. Bolt is the only one that can hit face, I believe. Yes. So I'm just going to take that. And let's see. We can consume Spirit for... It's going to cost us 4. And then we're not going to have enough mana for Read the Bones. Have we made a land drop? Yeah, I have. So I think the play is just Consume Spirit for max. So that he stops drawing so many freaking cards. Consume Spirit. You have to do Pristine Talisman first. Okay. And gain 4. He should have done one of his Magma Sprays on his creature. Another land. Did he have a land in hand? He had 2 islands. He can draw another one? Holy crap. So then he's going to be able to augur. And there's the Miscreant. So he's used Island, Miscreant. I took a Lightning Bolt. So Pestilence is pretty dang good. So I have 7 mana available, which means I am going to want to duress first, in case he has like... No, I don't even want to duress yet. I was thinking in case he has like days or something. But the way Pestilence works, it wouldn't even matter. I'm gonna do this on my end step. So he doesn't have, he can't like snap or anything. Preordain, that's new. So yeah, he has Bolt, Spray, Scred, Island, a whole bunch of unknowns. Has he revealed another one? Yeah, he revealed Preordain off of Augur, and he's already used that. So I'm gonna get rid of all of these. That's me for 1. And I'm going to go ahead and Pestilence for 1. Open Justice isn't helpful yet, but if our Pestilence ever dies, it will be. Gonna Read the Bones. Try to hit that land. Wayfarer's Bauble is pretty good. I don't think I need a Chainer's Edict. So we hit 2 land drops. If he... Yeah, Pestilence is like insurance against Spell Stutter. Ponder. I wonder if he's thinking about using Scred on my on his guy to get rid of my Pestilence yet. A lot of people do that. Not yet. He thinks he can win this race or something. Tendrils. It's pretty good insurance that I'm not gonna kill myself with Pestilence. I'm thinking that I want to consume Spirit. I could just not be so hasty though. I really don't care what he does, but then again, I'll just duress. So there's the counterspell. Glad I did that. He has a Spell Stutter Sprite. Alright. New Snippy Snip. Okay. I'll get this counterspell, no brainer. Cross that out on my thing. So he has Spell Stutter. If I leave up 1 mana, I can kill either of the creatures he wants to play. And eventually I'll kill him with Pestilence, so... Gosh dang it. So go back up to 20. He really needs to be killing his Augur, I think. That is not the time to do that, friend. You need to wait until my second main. But the Lightning Bolt is out of his hand. Did he use his Lightning Bolt? He should have used Scred. So he's not going to be able to play a creature this entire... Yeah. And I think I'm just going to start doing Evankar's Justice every turn. So Evolving Wilds, so he has 1 unknown in his hand. I think I'm fine doing Armillary Sphere so that I can keep up Tendrils and Evankar's Justice next turn. Yeah. On his turn I'll be able to Armillary Sphere and keep up Tendrils, and then on my next turn I can keep up Tendrils with Evankar's Justice. I'm not really sure why I want to do that. But usually just ensuring my land drops, deck thinning, oops. They're all good things. So Corrupt just kills him. Okay, take down the first game. Usually want Farika's Cure. Shrivel's okay. So I'm trying to think what's really not good. I actually like Chainer's Edict. Pristine Talisman was good. Evancar's Justice seems good. That's just a way to catch up on turn 4. Pestilence is amazing. Tendrils is pretty good. Corrupt seems good. I could cut some number of Consume Spirit. So there's one of those. Maybe just a sphere again. I could want more Duress. In fact, Duress is probably better than Consume Spirit, but I'm going to keep the Consume Spirit. Yeah, I'm thinking about all of these removal spells. The thing is, Spell Stutter Sprite usually doesn't hit that many cards in my deck. So I don't think if I need that many instant speed removal spells. A lot of the time early game... it does hurt. It does hurt when he kills my stuff. What if I just... loaded up on removal and tried to hit my land drops naturally or with my other stuff. Because eventually I win this game if I kill all of his guys. I think that's a better plan. I'll try that. I'm still kind of missing the Duresses. The extra Duresses because he is a counterspell deck. I'm gonna get rid of my Snip. Definitely unkeepable. Sadly, that's a keep. Sadly, that's a keep. It unmulligans us. We have more chances of hitting the removal we want. So no turn 1 Fairy Miscreant means no turn 2 Spell Stutter on my Cyanide Blood. Brainstorm. Okay. We've got land drops for days. Pops is Evolving Wilds. I think this has gotta just be to just do it. He's not dazing, is he? Oh, okay. Ash Barrens. Assume he gets a mountain? Nope. Another island. And then we hit our Wreath Bones. If we don't need to do anything next turn, the only thing we could do is a Consume Spirit. Then we're going to be doing Wreath Bones. Relic. It helps against Chainer's Edict, I suppose, but it's not a great card against me. Wreath the Bones. Gonna get rid of anything that gives me land. Redundant Pestilence and redundant Consume Spirit. I want the Pestilence, I think, because I'm got him pegged on a counter spell, but I don't want the Consume Spirit. Don't want one of my finishers yet. Farika's Cure is pretty decent. So the other option that this Doomblade would have been was, yeah, I think it was right to pop it there. I hate getting rid of land. I forgot that we were going to be up to 8 cards. I still think it's right to draw like that, though. I'm going to jeopardize our land drops eventually and get rid of a swamp. We're likely to hit more. And even if we don't, our hand is good enough to just survive. There's an auger, which means we can drop our pestilence. So he grabs a Ponda. Yep, there's a land. And I'm going to drop my pestilence. I'm expecting a counterspell. If he's not going to counterspell this, I would expect him to drop Mountain and kill his guy. Okay, there's counterspell 1. Punches me in the face for 4. What, 1? I don't know why I said 4. Okay. There's a ninja. And he hit us like 3-4 times with the ninja last time, and it didn't end up mattering. Taps 1, and then he kind of goes, okay, Gush. What you gonna do? He's got 9 cards in hand. Brainstorm. Draw more cards. That's probably the right answer. He has 11 in his hand. Okay. Back to 9. Fairy Miscreant. Ponda. So now I'm left with a really kind of weird choice. Let's see what he discards. So we did end up drawing out just land after land, so my discard was probably correct. I think I'm gonna do Farika's Cure on his ninja, gain a little bit of life, and then just pass turn. Don't really want to blow my Consume Spirit quite yet. This represents like something that he has to counterspell. And I'm thinking that I'm going to Pestilence next turn. Plus I want to keep up Doomblade in case he has another ninja. So far, just islands. I'm fine taking 1. There's that auger again. Makes our pestilence amazing. He already used this ponder, I believe. Gets another ponder. Of course he does. Don't want to Doomblade anything. Pestilence is, or Farika's Cure is good, and I'm just going to drop this Pestilence.
Sean,
Yeah?
you gonna help Gavin move in an hour?
Yeah. Just asking if I'm going to help my brother move. So I'm going to do it upkeep. I want to just Pestilence for 1 on his upkeep. Okay. If he throws down another ninja, I think that's fine. That's what I'm kind of opening myself up to and not keeping up like Farika's Cure or anything. So there's another relic. I guess these are the bolts. Right? I haven't seen any red. Took out all of his removal, put in just more draw. So I can corrupt him for 7. So 7, and then 5 is 12, and then I can just Pestilence for a lot. I guess if I'm going to tap out, I might as well just use my Consume Spirit. I'd rather be able to like make a land drop and then corrupt and then keep a Pharika's Cure in one of these upcoming turns. So that's Counterspell 2, I believe. Yeah, 1 here and then 2. Just yield. If you had a snap or something for that augur, that would be pretty good. Plays another ninja. Chainer's Edict. Don't think I'm ready to do that. So I'm gonna do the cure on him. Dispel. Alright. I can Doomblade. I don't know if I care that much. Yeah, I'm just gonna Pestilence. I'll give him an opportunity to get my Pestilence off the field if he wants to not play anything for a turn. I think he'll take me up on it. And then... Alright, he has drawn quite a few cards. He's drawn half of his deck. He's used 2 counter spells. I'm gonna have a hard time killing him though if I don't pop this Pestilence for all that I got. Go down to 6. Another land is good. It's really, really good. Let's see if he's got Counterspell 3. Yep, he has Counterspell 3. And I am in bolt range. Preordain. He's probably got so many spell stutters in his hand that he doesn't know what to do with all of them. Gosh. He has 10 cards in his hand. 9. I think that's fine. Is he just Ponder? I really don't care. Another counterspell. So is that the last counterspell? So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 in his hand. Try to Doomblade that so that I can Chainer's Edict and do something else on my turn. Discards Island. Nothing for me to do. Uh-oh. Bolts me. Maybe I shouldn't have popped that. crap. Yeah, I made the wrong decision with that Pestilence. Yeah, I should have just totally left that up. Alright. Huh. I still kind of stick by where we're at. Even though I made the wrong decision, I think the deck is good. I could play it even slower and swap out these Wayfarer's Baubles for Spheres. I want to rush out my spells, though. Yeah, that was dumb of me. I just kind of assumed that he boarded those out. But he probably boarded out the Scred and the Magma Spray and stuff like that. Okay, I'll just stay like this then. At least I get to play first. Can't keep that on the play. This is good. I'd like to see a draw spell, though. Ooh. I'm kind of thinking I'd rather have land. Yep. I need a draw spell or land instead of another kill spell. We have 3 in hand already. Brainstorm. So we drew another Corrupt, which is pretty awful right now. So all 4 of his counterspells were in the top half of his deck. I think that's kind of lucky on his part. If even one of them would have been in the bottom 30 cards. Oh, awesome. We would have won that game. Easy. Still nothing. Well, I'm fine doing this. Remarin. Thank you for following. We didn't see a single Spell Sorter Sprite last game, did we? So I just gotta win this one. Still nothing? There's a fairy. Yeah, we're gonna start the Spellster Sprite battle right now. That's a Dispel. How about that? Counterspell? Why? Well, it's gotta be important. So, like a draw spell or something. Okay, he just pays 4 for that. I'm not willing to use my Justice yet. I'm just gonna Doomblade that so he's not at 10 cards in his hand like last time. Okay, it's that. Doesn't make any difference. It's kind of why I suspected that he would use all of his counterspells to stop Doomblades. Finally, a Sign in Blood. Sign in the Blood. That is fine with me. Pays 5 for Gush. So we got so many corrupts in our hand. I kind of want to just start doing them. Yeah, I'm gonna just start corrupting. Okay. Yep, that was a good decision. 6 mana, get rid of your counterspell is worth it in this deck. So there's a Spell Stutter Sprite. I'm kind of expecting a Ninja. Yeah, there's the Ninja. So that's 2 counterspells so far, right? Yeah. Land means we get to Evankar's Justice. Pestilence means we don't have to. Can't Spell Stutter that, and I think he's out of counterspells. I think I'm gonna upkeep do it. Can't really let him hit me. He'll draw more counterspells. And he has a Spell Stutter in his hand. I don't think he's going to cast anything. And I think I'm going to lose my Pestilence. Which is A-okay. So much draw. So no shuffle on that Ponder. Go for another Corrupt. Finally deal him some damage. And we're back up to 21. Spell Stutter again probably means Ninja number 3, or is that just... No, he's already... Yeah, he's already ninja'd twice. Hopefully we can just Evankar's Justice this. Augur. Gets Preordain. So now he's past half of his deck. I'm just gonna cast this with Buyback. Putting him down to 9 seems relevant. Oh man, this guy's drawing all of his counterspells.
Sean.
That's 3.
Sean.
1 second. Apparently evening means 3 o'clock. Yeah, we're gonna move in the evening. 3 o'clock. You need to be done. You need to be done. Holy crap. This deck is nothing but draw. Auger. He whiffs. I could buy a little time this way. Dispel would do it. That is his last counterspell. Okay. So now he's just got to erase my corrupt, and I just have to draw well. So I'm gonna corrupt him for 9. He's at 2. Spell stutter, just a spell stutter. Another spell stutter. It's gotta take me down from 21 though. Gorilla Shaman just to have another creature. Yeah, I figured it out. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage a turn right now. Yeah, my mom came in like 15 minutes ago and was like, hey, you gonna be able to help your brother in an hour? And then he shows up and he's like, hey, can you help me now? Alright, that should do it. Leave up like 3 mana. And he's got how many fairies? 1, 2, 3. And then you gotta have 5. So this is a 6 mana spell, so there's no way he can spell stutter it. I don't want to get mana leaked. It's targeting him, I believe, so this should win me the game? Yay! So we're 2-0 now. That was pretty rough, what we got there. This seems like a good hand. Snap, keep that. Alright, so I just took a break. I'll edit out the whole break at home. Or for the YouTube video. But I hope I don't come back and play terrible. Okay. I haven't really solved what's better. Armillary Sphere or Wayfarer's Bauble. I think I'm gonna Bauble. So the plant token usually means that they're Presence of Gond combo. Red is abnormal for that, so this could be a brew or something. It could be that Dynacharge brew. Okay, I'm just gonna go Spear. Go ahead and yield. Yeah, so they use Convoke spells to... Yeah, they use Convoke spells. Like, yeah, there's Sprout Swarm. So he can... If he... Doing this Sprout Swarm it means he either has Scatter the Seeds or another Sprout Swarm in hand. Pestilence is going, yep. He just did another one, so he probably has a third Sprout Swarm in hand. And I'm going to be taking a lot of damage this next turn. Unless, of course, he decides to play a creature or a spell with his mana. Yep, that was the Thermo Alchemist, and I've got to kill that pronto. I need to draw a land to be able to kill it this next turn. And no, I didn't. So I'm going to pop this. Pestilence is definitely the card I'm searching for. This next turn's going to be pretty painful. I don't need to cast another Sphere, and Wayfarer's Bauble is too slow, so I'm going to do the Signer Blood. This game is looking really bad at this point. So I whiffed. Yeah, I whiffed. And I'm probably going to have to discard... Yeah, here's a Convoke spell. Sprout Swarm. And they can go infinite with enough of these untappers. Oh man, and he's just casting that for 2, so maybe he has a 4th Sprout Swarm in his hand. I'm just going to yield to these. Auto yield. I want the swamp. I could just end up dying this turn. I don't think I'm going to be able to cast the Sphere for quite some time. And I might have to corrupt every turn to stay alive. There's 1 damage. Bolt me. As long as this card isn't Dynacharge in his hand, which he has the mana for, so I might just die here. Yeah, Dynacharge. Okay. So this is what Shrivel is for. I could go down on Consume Spirit, no problem. So I think one of those is coming out. Oops, convert mana cost. So Duress is interesting because it can take care of his Sprout Swarm, his Scatter the Seeds. So I think I want those still. Chainer's Edict is probably weak. Yeah. He's gonna have tokens. I think I'd rather take out all of my Chainer's Edicts for a whole bunch of targeted removal. And... I'm worried about the long game. I don't think I win in the long game because he's just gonna keep playing creatures and stuff. Maybe one of these. So all the edicts are out. Got targeted removal. I just I just let it die. A lot of the time, just a 5 mana board wipe is good enough. I gotta cut one more card. I'm gonna cut a Read the Bones. I'm not 100% on that. So I get to play first. Shrivel is good, Farika's Cure is good, this is a keepable hand. I just need more land. There's no draw spells in this. Let's see if he keeps his 7. I don't want to auto yield. Put the fear in him. Okay, that's a good target for Farika's Cure. Since it's like a major part of his combo. Okay. Nest Invader. Land is good. Land is good. Oh man, the Eldrazi Spawn, you can sack it and tap it for Convoke spells. As long as you do it in the right order. So that's kind of scary. I don't think I can do anything yet. I need to hit land 4. Sure, just take 2, go down to 20 again. Sweet. I'm just gonna land the Pestilence. If he wants to kill his own guy, his own Nest Invader, that's fine, I think. I'm sure he's brought in some kind of like toughness pumping thing for Shrivel. But I'm nice and patient. I'm gonna let him keep smacking me with this Nest Invader as long as he wants to not play anything else. So that's good. So yeah, nothing yet. I'm just gonna keep up mana for Pestilence. Yeah, Pestilence is very good against his deck. I don't think I'll pop it until I draw a redundant Pestilence or something like that. Land. Awesome. So we hit our last one. I could end of turn ping 1. I think my life total is going to be relevant. That might have been the right play. So I could do 4. Be at 18, and then I can do 12 with these. I don't think that's quite enticing yet. And yeah, I'll do end of turn this turn. Take your advice and just get one of his guys. I think I know the list that he's playing. I watched the Mikey Rudu video on it, and most of the things he plays aren't expensive unless they're convoke spells. So I think that it doesn't really matter that much. But... Huh. So, okay, 6, 12, and then I can do another 6. That's 18. I can also just duress and pass turn. We'll see what the duress gives me. Gonna buy back a Sprout Swarm. Probably cast it again. No. Sprout Swarm, Might of the Masses. Sprout Swarm's not scary. Might of the Masses kind of is. I'm gonna take a snippy snip. And then I'll kill his creature. So I took Might and yeah, I just hacked his hand. Alright, get rid of this chat. I would love one more mana. There it is. Okay. Go. Win plan. So I'm back up to 17. We're lucky that we drew just swamp. There's a Colony Garden. Nettle Sentinel. I'm gonna kill the plant on his end step. Okay. I don't think I'm really scared of anything. So his hand was that Colony Garden, the Might of the Masses, Sprout Swarm, and the Mountain. So I think he has Mountain, Might of the Masses, Sprout Swarm, unless I'm mistaken. If I keep up 1 mana, I can counter his Might of the Masses by at least shrinking his guy. Oh, like killing all of the extra guys. So I'm also gonna give myself some insurance with this Corrupt. I'd rather do Pestilence as the very last thing I do. So there's that. I might do that on my turn. so he can't respond with Might for extra. He can cast like 2 Might of the Masses, or he can cast 2 Sprout Swarm. I think I'm good. Mog War Marshal doesn't... Okay, that actually doubles... That adds a lot to the Might of the Masses, and then he can tap this guy for Sprout Swarm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it pumps for 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe I would have been better off saving the Corrupt and then his upkeep Pestilence for 2, so that he wouldn't have any creature that could even attack. That probably would have been better. And he can cast 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, so he can only cast 1 for 2 mana using Saproling and... or, like, land Nettle Sentinel to just do it for the last go, and then Might of the Masses. I'm just gonna yield. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will be plus 8. I don't think that's enough to kill me. I'm not really gonna risk... I don't think it's a risk, even. I'm just gonna kill him with my Pestilence. Awesome. Thank you. The Duress did give me the mileage I wanted out of him. Relic doesn't do anything to buyback. I think the only thing I might do is get rid of another Consume Spirit for something. Gurmag Ingler could end up saving me a lot of life. It's another win con too. I'll try this. The Evankar's Justice Pestilence plan, I think, is good enough. Unkeepable. I hope we don't just mulligan into Oblivion. I think we have to keep... Alright, we got there. So if he plays land or Colony Garden, he'll have 1, 2, 3. I don't think we care about Convoke spells yet. So I'm gonna go with Wayfarer's Bauble. And then next turn, I might consider the Duress, but I want to get to this Pestilence so bad. There's a Colony Garden. Another Nettle Sentinel is bad news. That's going to enable some pretty crazy plays, I think. And so far, we're just on the get to 4 mana plan. A single Tendrils is going to help me out a crap ton. And I need to hit 4 mana. I need to hit my last mana. The next draw needs to be a mana. Mana. So he just played land for turn already? Yeah, he must have. Nest Invader, all your stupid triggers. I'm pretty glad I took out those Chainer's Edicts. I'm just gonna go for this. Farika's Cure. So that's interesting. I think I'm just gonna pop that now. And Duress. He could do a Sprout Swarm in response. Looks like that's what he's gonna do. Oh, Scatter the Seeds. That's probably worse for me. Dying to charge. Yay. Okay, so the duress means we're not gonna just immediately die. Pauper. Gonna take... Oh yeah, what was also in his hand? Gleeful Sabotage. So I can't play this Armillary Sphere and then just say go. Oh, awesome. I don't think I have the life to just play Pestilence and pass. I'm gonna get... Oh, that's a hard decision. I can either take his Nest Invader or his Nettle Sentinel. He can't cast his Gleeful Sab, so I might save myself some life by going Nest Invader. So there's Nest Invader. Might of the Masses, I guess. That would be a pretty bad thing to happen to me, but you gotta do something. I could have just saved it and waited to get hit, take an extra 2. Oh, we got there. So he's going to be able to Gleeful Sabotage it, but he's going to have to... I guess it's just tapping mana. Take his guys. So Swamp... I don't know if Swamp wins us the game, but it very nearly wins us the game. So there's another Nest Invader. And he's going to be able to Gleeful. Yeah. Set of cards in his hand. He can hit me for 4. Okay. That was a huge draw. We have to target Corrupt on one of his creatures. And I'm wondering how many more times he's going to be able to untap this Nettle Sentinel. It's probably the best creature on the field, but I'm just hoping to get lucky. Not going to be able to win without some luck. Alright. So we just take 2. Swamp for the first time in the game is not the best draw. I'm not really sure why I'm just not popping it and yielding. So I'll just do that. Corrupt is really good. So I'm wondering if we've turned the corner and we want to do 8 damage to his face. So Dynacharge is +2. So it's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I'm trying to focus on what I should do with this Corrupt. If I still have win cons if I point it at a creature, but I'm thinking that eventually he's going to draw something. I'm going to just point it at a Nettle Sentinel. This might be wrong, but it gives me the most time to figure out what I need to do. You should have played and popped for 2 swamp before playing your card. So Mog War Marshal. And then he doesn't attack. I'm gonna save this cure. So it keeps the War Marshal. I think I'm okay to take 2 for a little bit. This kind of reeks of a Dynacharge. Okay, no. Ha! That's a Pestilence. Well, I'm gonna do it in his upkeep in case they want to get rid of that Nettle Sentinel as well. And his token will have Summoning Sickness. Enters the battlefield, let me put a +1/+1. Okay, let's see what he targets before we take any action. He puts it on the Nettle Sentinel. I'm gonna kill the Nettle Sentinel. We can Farika's Cure and then pops Pestilence for 1 if we want to kill this living totem. Doomblade. I think I'm fine taking some damage. I want more draws, more kill spells in my hand before I end up popping this Pestilence, but the time is coming up where I need to do it. So it was kicked, enters with a +4/+1/+1 counters on it. Not a big deal. Couldn't kick it, it's just a 4 mana. Alright. Actually, don't want a Doomblade yet. Do I? I want to do the cure first so I have more time. So I'm going to cure it. And then Pestilence for 1. See what he has in his hand, I guess. Lightning bolts me. Alright, we already know he's playing Bolt, so I think I'm gonna Doomblade his creature. And he's not gonna be able to play any creatures this next step. We could activate it for 1, but I'm gonna hold off. No real rush to play a swamp. That was a bad draw. Dang it. So he's got an instant speed spell, scatter the seeds. If we draw any life gain spell, we could be back in this, but if he just bolts us or fire bolts us, we're dead. Oh, we lose. Oh, wow. I just want to see what I draw, dude. Never mind. He's gonna probably sit there and cast spells for the next 3 minutes. Oh, okay. We were super dead. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have boarded out so much of my win. But I kind of stand by my choices. It sucks, but I'm gonna keep it. Not a good hand. But there's a lot of non-optimal hands that just, if you can get to turn 4, then you win. But if you can't, then you're screwed. Ugh. Tron can be tough. Dinrova Horror is usually pretty bad news for my deck. There's another swamp that I didn't need. So read the bones. Sign in Blood is good. Evan Curse Justice is not for this matchup. It's also a little bit early. So I'll put that on bottom. I got another Sign in Blood. Oh, I got another Sign in Blood that I put there, and then Chainer's Edict, which was my random card. Another Simic Signet. So far he has 3 power plants. So he gets an Urza's Tower. So I can read the bones or I can sign in blood. Read the bones uses more of our mana. And I don't think I'm going to hit something off of sign in blood that I can use. There's also... I don't really need anything yet. And I'd have to discard, so I'm just going to pass the turn actually. Maybe he'll play something that I can tendrils. Tower comes down. What's my board look like for Tron? I have a whole bunch of Choking Sands. Play out this Armillary Sphere. He's probably pretty confused at this point. And then just to read the bones, so you don't have to discard. Probably a good thing I did that. Alright. Forbidden Alchemy. Okay, so there's usually about 1 counterspell we have to fight through in this match. Crop Rot. So he's gonna have 50 million mana. Ulamog's Crusher is kind of what I want him to play, so that we can just Chainer's Edict and move on with our lives. But no matter what creature he plays, it's probably going to get Pulse of Murasa. Okay. Shimmering Grotto I don't really care about. Okay, I think I'm going to pass turn again. And Armillary Sphere. If someone wants to ghost in a Pauper tournament, whatever. Another Forbidden Alchemy. And I think we're going to be discarding a crap ton of cards this next turn. Or we're going to consume Spirit, most likely. Please play a creature that's not Dinrova Horror. Deep Analysis. He's just going to town over there. Okay. Pop this. Go up to 9 cards. Untap. Draw another swamp. I'm going to consume Spirit for Max. And I don't really want to tap out. Like, I think I'm going to be using my mana for the rest of the game. So I'm going to get rid of this Sphere. We have plenty of land. So he can get back like Impulse or something with this? Yeah, he gets back Impulse. And even if he has Ghostly Flicker, that doesn't save him from a Chainer's Edict. 5. What is this? Oh, it's a Drifter. Oh, it's another Mnemonic Wall? For crop rotation? Not really sure what he needs off of crop rotation. And I'm gonna save this Tendrils in case he plays something huge. Probably won't. But I don't really want to get Ghostly Flickered. So yeah, I'm totally gonna double Edict. And then I can either Sign in Blood or Mercury Sphere or both. So I'm gonna start off with the Sign in Blood. I want to start getting into my corrupts and such. Duress. I'm gonna go with the Duress. Rolling Thunder, Ghostly Flicker, Mystical Teachings. So, what did I take? Rolling Thunder. That's probably what I was going to take anyway. I clicked on the top of his hand to drag it down to count his mana, and it was like, you want to take this Rolling Thunder? That was totally a misclick. But, so what did he have in his hand? I'll take a snap of that. I'm glad it wasn't something just completely irrelevant. Ghostly Flicker is going to be pretty annoying. Holy crap. So he goes and finds Pulse of Marasa. But he could have done 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I was pretty close to dead on Rolling Thunder anyway. So Pulse is gone. Oh, he's got a loop. Yeah, and a Moment's Peace doesn't do anything. Crap. So I guess we just try to race him down. He's got land in his yard and Ghostly Flicker. But if I Edict again... Oh yeah, he didn't get back his Pulse of Marasa. Yeah, just keep making land drops until these corrupts are lethal. Okay. I'm gonna double check that I made a land drop. I did. This is a tough matchup. Is it a Ghostly Flicker? Sure. What does that do? Oh, he gets back his Pulse of Marasa. Yeah, that's kind of what I was... I didn't see that exact line. But now he's going to gain 6. He could have done that either way. This is the mystical teachings. Oh no, that was the Pulse of Marasa. So of our Sign in Blood, we drew 2 swamps. Not the greatest. So he gets Ghostly Flicker back again, which means he can Ghostly Flicker this to get back Pulse of Marasa. So killing his Mnemonic Wall doesn't do anything. And he's got a draw engine now. We're up to 10. We're up to 10 mana now. So we can corrupt him in his face and then respond to his Ghostly Flicker shenanigans. Okay. I'm sure he doesn't care. He might counter this. Nope. I go up to 27. So I'm going to Corruption his Mnemonic Wall. Go up to 37. I don't think my life total is even relevant. I guess he has to kill me at some point. I have decked Tron more than once, so that's probably what's going to happen. Mystical Teachings. Gets another Pulse of Marasa. So he's got a Mystical Teachings in the yard. Yeah, definitely I'm going to bring in my Relic. It's not the greatest plan. Corrupt him in his face. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The 3/3 for 5 that you put a bunch of cards back to give it pluses. I don't think that they do. Gets back Mnemonic Wall. Cycle Remote Isle. What is this? Impulse? Alright. Then Consume Spirit. We are 3 mana shy of being able to kill him with. Crop Rotation. Another Impulse. Battlefield Scrounger, that's definitely it. It's like some kind of weird centaur guy. That's Prophetic. Map. So there's that Mnemonic Wall. Let's see, target. He gets a Pulse of Marasa. Yeah. So I can't kill his creatures. I never planned on it unless he targets them with Ghostly Flicker. Pulse of Marasa is his other mnemonic wall. So now he has the 2 mnemonic wall flicker. Yep. So if I... yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do. It's another pulse. Sure. Does that really do anything? I think I get it on the field. Because he's just going to be able to keep Pulse of Marasa-ing. It's a word. Even at instant speed. But he can't unless... He has Ghostly Flicker too, I believe. Oh, maybe he has gotten back Rolling Thunder. I don't think he's going to be able to kill us with it yet, though. Yeah, I don't see Rolling Thunder in his yard. Is this Impulse? Alright. That's kind of been my plan for a few turns. I don't really know what we do other than that. So these Mole Drifters seem really good for our decking him plan. Uh-oh, is this Dinrova horror? That's really bad news. Yeah, let's see what he targets. Pestilence. So if I just Pestilence for like 1,000,000... he's tapping down too far. Pulse of Marasa, his power plant, or his power plant. I'm just gonna go for it. As much as I can. If we drop Corrupt, that still doesn't put us there. But I don't care if he has Rolling Thunder. I don't think that adds up to 37. Plus, I kind of plan on Consume Spiriting. Because he's got 3, 6, 8, 10, 12. 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 mana, so he can hit me for 22. So we can corrupt him for 11. He's up 6 mana, and then, yeah, that's not quite there. All tendrils on something. Whatever tries to ghostly flicker. Gets back pulse, of course. He's also refusing to concede, and Tron takes forever to tap and use all of its mana. So if we win game 2, we're probably in decent shape. What is this? It's red. Red? What's going on here? So I said I would do it, and I'm going to do it. I think he still has pulse. Oh, another ghostly flicker. Gets another pulse, of course. Down to 5 mana. Did he? Oh yeah, this is the ghostly flicker that I tried to fizzle. Does he just go infinite? Because he can flicker a tower? No, he's gonna run out of colored spell. Or colored mana. My end step, I'm gonna kill his guys. I really don't understand everything that's happening over there. I just assume he has 2 ghostly flickers, 2 pulse of Marasa, and I somehow won that game. Alright, whatever. Can anyone else tell me how I just won that game? Maybe it was the fact that I was like 6.5 minutes ahead on time. I don't know. I really don't know what happened there. Attrition. Evankar's Justice seems bad, so I usually board out the Pristine Talisman when I do that. Been cutting one of these all day, and that's felt fine. Maybe I just cut a whole bunch of those. The edicts aren't amazing, but they get me through some turns that I wouldn't be able to get through otherwise. I just gotta draw some land and get a little lucky, and I think this is the best build. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I don't... Yeah, there we go. Duress, eh? Duress, eh? I don't think Duress really does anything to him. At least at this point. I'll shuffle my library anyway, so it won't be at the very, very bottom. I don't think I like Duress. I'm not going to be able to play it for quite some time. And I'm kind of looking for my land destruction. The one military sphere, that's quite lucky. I'm just going to pop this and pass. Duress Rolling Thunder, then remove from the graveyard. That does something, yeah, but I have to hit my relic first, and I would rather just dig until I hit the relic and then think about getting cards in the yard. So I can Wayfarers, or I can Sphere. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of deck thinning first, and then I'm going to Sign in Blood. If I... Yeah, okay, I've already committed. So he's already got Tron. Got me a Choking Sands. I usually like going for the towers. Got it. I'm gonna Sign in Blood myself. Edict Corrupt. Has another tower. There's a Mole Drifter. And then I'm just gonna pass. Edict looks tempting, but that turns on all of his Pulse of Marasa. And I don't think he wants to Ghostly Flicker. He could Ghostly Flicker, draw 3. Get to mine. Bobble up some mana. actually have lethal. So I'm going to start trying to go for it. Since we Choking Sands, he can Pulse of Marasa his tower back. That kind of looks like what this play is. Yeah. Not really keen on that. Choking Sands. I don't think it'll actually deny him anything. So I'd rather just stay with my plan and then Consume Spirit and hopefully kill him next turn. He's been yielding on my turn, so he probably doesn't have the counterspell. And if not, I don't know. So we gotta do this for all of our mana. And we don't have any land or creatures in our yard, so he can't even pulse one of our creatures. So what is this? Counterspell? Prohibit. Wait. Why prohibit? That doesn't counter it. We beat Tron somehow. Well, immediately get an unkeepable hand, followed by another. I don't think that's even keepable. I don't have any draw spells, so I'd have to draw like 4 land in a row, or land and then a draw spell. This is keepable. None of my cards are good. Hey man. You're right. I don't want to Wayfarer's Bauble. I have plenty of land, especially with a sphere. I kind of want that to be in my opener or to draw it. But I don't want to, like, keep it on top. Oh, we have to fight blue again. This looks like mono blue this time, though. We beat the last blue. If he plays ninja, we can't even just immediately kill the ninja. So he's gonna draw like 2 cards off of it or something stupid. So at least there's that. Hopefully just take another 1 here. We do. Delver. Well, that's not very good. On his upkeep, they always have ninja. I agree. Maybe he wanted to keep his mana up. I think I'm just going to try to get rid of this Delver. Vapor Snag. Definitely the mono blue version. Prevents my life gain. Saves his creature. Assume he's gonna play it again. That's great art. Okay. So that finally he draws the ninja. Probably just gonna jam his guy. Oh, all right. Oh, okay. Shoot. I think. Oh, I can't even corrupt, so I'm just gonna edict. I assume he's gonna get the fairy miscreant. Sure. That sucks. So the possibilities of him having counterspell are like 100%. So next turn we're gonna be able to no. I've gotten hit by ninja 4 times and I still win. I'm gonna play the long game. Just try to corrupt his guy. This is probably just gonna get counterspelled though. Vapor Snag. Okay. That's really bad. I'm using all my corrupts and stuff on his creatures to get life. And he's just got all the Vapor Snags. So now he's gonna have... I'm gonna have to deal with counter spells and these Vapor Snags. I'm almost at the point where I just don't care anymore about his card advantage. I'll just let him deck himself. I don't want to deal with like 1,000 creatures though. I drew a Tendrils. Actually, so he can't fairy me, so I'm gonna do my Chainer. Assume I get the Delver, sure. Probably gonna be taking 4. Yeah. I really don't think I can race him at this point, though. I just gotta keep him... So the Fairy Miscreant's gone. The Delver's gone. Probably gonna have to wait until his upkeep. Now there's another Delver, so he could bounce his ninja. Pestilence right in time. So either this Pestilence lands or I lose. I think that's where we're at. I think he keeps in most of his bounce spells. Okay. Don't want any like Fairy Miscreants or not Spellstutter Sprites coming down. So there's that. Kill his Delver. And then I'm gonna try to keep him... I'll keep that Bone Splitter on his ninja. So I'm not gonna kill it yet. Well, that was pretty smart of him. I don't want to get another bounce spell, so I'm going to hurry and pop this. I should be able to live this turn at 2 life. This deck is really good at stabilizing, so anything could happen. Chainer's Edict, I think, is the ideal draw. Did he shuffle? He did not shuffle. That's bad news. Well, let's just see if we win or not. I probably should have done that end step. I'm so tilted. That was bad. Okay. I guess made it. That was bad. Oh man. I just thought he'd have the counterspell. I have no idea how he's drawn 20 cards and hasn't drawn a counterspell. Yeah, that Spellstarter Sprite could have been dead. Oh my gosh. Alright. Don't get tilted. Don't get tilted. Ponder. The face behind the ponder always weirds me out. Preordain. Spire Golem. There's not really real difference between tendrils here and here. I might just corrupt so that I don't lose to a bounce spell. Yeah, Sign in Blood. Well, if he hits me for 3, 4, 5, that's a lot different than what happens if I just Sign in Blood. I think I'm going to corrupt him. I don't want to lose to a bounce spell. And counterspell will mean I get one more turn. Gush. That means he doesn't have it. Alright. Live the turn. Another spell stutter. Yeah, he just would have spell stuttered my Sign in Blood anyway. And then I wouldn't have even had enough mana for corrupt. And I really didn't want to tendrils. So he's got probably a bunch of another ninja. Yeah. So we know he has spell stutter and some islands in hand. I guess My blood now. And then he's gonna spell stutter me. And then I have to kill... Then I have to kill the spell stutter instead of like a ninja or something. I'm not sure if this is better at all. I guess we get to do our sign in blood. And he's tapped out. So that's a tendrils. I guess that was pretty good. Bone splitter on the other fairy. Oh, he's drawing so many cards. We're falling behind on this race. So I can gain 8. So many draw spells. I'm sure he's going to draw into another draw into another draw into a counterspell. There's no way he doesn't have it yet. Oh, there's another draw. Yeah, so he's cast Preordain, Ponder, Ponder, Preordain, Gush, Preordain, Preordain, Ponder. That's got to be all of his Preordains. So Read the Bones I think is good. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can take away 2 damage. And that's 7. And then gain 8. So I'll be taking 7 damage. So I think I can read the bones. Duress is amazing. I think I'm fine with the swamp as well. He could just spell stutter it and still have counterspell up. Mana Lake. No. Let's see if we can live. We live another turn. I feel like this game would be vastly different if I just didn't screw up that pestilence play. He wouldn't, I don't think he would have had ninja. I don't think he would have hit me like 4 times. There's another ninja. What did he return? Oh, it was a spider golem. Gotta draw it. Pestilence doesn't do anything. Swamp doesn't do anything. Yep, I lose. Yeah, I misplayed. Okay, so these are all the cards that I could bring in. Don't think Shrivel's good. He has too many high, like 2 toughness things. Man, I'm really hating these spheres lately. I'll just take those out. Like maybe 1 would be good, but I'm gonna just do without. Maybe that's too many duress. Most of his counters are like creatures and stuff. Maybe one of these. And usually I've been cutting another Read the Bones cause. Edict is weak. No, I can't take any swamps out. I feel like that would make my opening hand just suck half the time. I do. One of these is good, but I don't know if I care that much. I think this is probably my best shot. I could run less duress. That seems wrong. I'm gonna run it back like this. Gurmag Angler actually seems pretty good, but I'm not gonna do it. It seems fine. Getting the black mana flip. And he's not going to ninja me this time. Auger. Ooh, there's a whiff. Pop the bobble. I'm gonna deny the ninja. I'm just so sick of that thing coming down and just hitting me over and over. And then if you know, ninjutsu's it, and then he has one spare mana, he could end up having it live. So I'm just not gonna risk it. Another auger. Alright, let's see where you get with this. Another whiff? He's just gotta have tons of creatures in his hand. Keep the board clear. I've thought about it. Okay, this looks like a... Oh, I was afraid that was a Vapor Snag. Alright. I think it's duress time. Mana Leak, Gush, Counterspell. Oh, that's a hand. I think Counterspell, of course. Mana Leak, Gush, Counterspell. I'm just... You say gush? Eh. I freaking hate counterspell. And he can mana leak this, but I can pay for it. Edict is good. We're to the point now where we can kind of keep the board a little bit clear. Ponda. So he's got Island Gush Mana Leak in hand, I believe. Yeah, Gush, I'm just afraid of it drawing into counterspells. I'll just get rid of the counterspell and make him dig. Well, that's not a land. Still nothing, not even Gush. That's good, that's good. One more and I can start doing Evankar's Justice. It's probably just going to get mana leaked, but eh. Stutter? Or no, this is a Gush. Yeah, there it is. Frigga's Cure is pretty good. An instant speed way to deal with something. Fairy Miscreant, huh? Another Fairy Miscreant. I will try to Frigga's Cure the first so he doesn't get ahead on cards. Counterspell. Woo. That is a use of a counterspell. Really wants those creatures. If I draw a land, we can just Evankar's Justice and kind of just laugh and laugh. Delver of Secrets, please be a land. Don't daze me. Don't daze me. Oh yeah. Oh, the value. Sure, I don't care. Counterspell, huh? So I believe he already used his mana leak, didn't he? Or did he not? No, he didn't. There's the mana leak. Still worth it. So that's all the cards I know that are in his hand. So I'm kind of expecting Ninja. Nope. Just gonna go with Flashback Chainer's Edict. What is this? Deprive. So he's got an island in his hand. No more island. 2 unknowns. Try for an edict again. Finally get it. And we get to progress on mana. That was an amazing Evankar's Justice. So we're up to 8. This is extremely hard to play, in my opinion. Another Spire Golem. I kind of expect he's going to counter my spell. So I'm going to go with Pestilence. This means that the Spire Golem is going to lock him out of all of his other creatures unless he bounces it or something. No Edict. I'm kind of in the phase of the game where I want to start like Corrupt. If Corrupt lands, then I'm at a higher life total and I can Pestilence him out of the game. Plus, I've locked all of his other creatures out with the Pestilence. He can't ninja. I think he's out of counter spells, so that's why I think that the Corrupt is going to land. And like Corrupt plus Pestilence right now is win. Gush. I hope he's in panic mode. Preordain. Yeah, we knew he had the land, he just gushed. Fairy. Kills Fairy. Seems alright. Huh. So this Wayfarer's Bauble makes me want to wait another turn on Corrupt. I don't think that's wise though. I can just play the Bauble. And pass. I don't really plan on popping Pestilence enough to kill the Spire Golem anyway. Ponder. Yeah, win next turn. That is the plan. He could bounce his creature. Yeah, that's exactly it. So I think I'm going to let this resolve so that I don't lose my Pestilence. And then he plays another creature. And then crack my bauble. Now I don't think there's anything he can do. Okay, managed to get that one. Still feel like our deck is pretty good. Gurmag Angler could mean that we get to keep... we could clear his field with Pestilence and get to keep our... Yeah, clear his field and get to keep it. So I think that we should find room for it. The duress got us pretty far. Probably another Consume Spirit. They're not great, and with Pristine Talisman, Pestilence, Evankar's Justice. Yeah, Corrupt and Angler. I think that's enough to win the game. I end up cutting a lot of my win conditions. But I'm boarding in another, so I think that's fine. So we're going to have to win a game on the draw against a counterspell deck. Alright, now this could be a trap, or this hand could be really good. Cure is one of my only ways to deal with something instant speed, and at 2 mana, it's really good. I would honestly cut a Doomblade before I cut the Cure. So we get 2 draw steps. I'm usually not that lucky. And I think it's a 1 in 3 chance that we're gonna... A little bit better than a 1 in 3 chance that we're gonna draw it. I don't think that this hand is good enough. Like, it's... Every card in the hand makes me want to keep it, but... I need land so badly. I'm gonna mull. Yep. This hand is also bad, but we could play catch up and get there. It's better than just never being in the game at... Yeah, I like the instant speed. Cure seems like a, like at the end, you just cure him a couple of times. But if he gets too far ahead, turns 1 through 3, I lose. I'm just gonna do duress right away. Counterspell and annul. I'm gonna take the counterspell. So hopefully turn... Oh yeah, he's gonna ninja. Yeah, Spellstutter, ninja, Spire Golem. Yeah, there's a freaking ninja. Now he has Fairy Miscreant. Doomblade is a good draw. We're not going to get too far behind on card advantage. So we took the ninja. Delver is new. And there's that Fairy Miscreant we knew about. He can't spell stutter this at the very least. If he'd kept that up. What is this? Oh, annul. Okay. So now we have the annul. I don't want to yield. Delver. Flips. What does he reveal? Ponder. Immediately pops off the ponder. So we're back to not knowing what's in his hand. Does not shuffle. Bad news as always. This is gone, this is gone. So at least we can hit 4 land. Not going to be able to protect this Wayfarer's Bauble. Okay, the way we protect the Wayfarer's Bauble is we kill the Fairy Miscreant, but it's not worth it. So I'm going to just kill the thing that's going to deal us all the damage. No! Drew another counterspell off that freaking Ponder. So he has Spell Stutter and Inspire Golem in his hand. Bad news bears. So we're gonna need a kill spell that costs more than 2 mana. Golem. There's the Spire Golem. So that kind of opens up the kill spells that we can get. We don't draw any, but we're gonna be able to corrupt the following turn. So we're going to take 6, go down to 4. So he has 2 unknowns, Spell Stutter. Yeah, it's in the description below under Corrupt Control. I can actually just paste it for you. There you go. Unless you're my opponent, then no, I don't have a list. I just play a whole bunch of black cards. Ninja! Stop it. Sure, whatever. This deck should make your brain hurt. So we gotta kill the ninja. Okay. Alright, so if we draw a swamp next turn, we can tendrils and not get mana leaked. So I kind of like just spending all of our mana on a corrupt. And then there's also, we can do other stuff, like if we draw a draw spell, like Sign in Blood, we can do that and tendrils. I think corrupt is the better choice there. So he's up to 5 cards in hand. We know that he returned a Fairy Miscreant. Down to 4 because he makes a land drop. Are you gonna ninja for the 20th time? Of course he is. Anger. So he already dropped land, so the Spire Golem costs 2. He might want to keep up spell better. Nope. Have to tendrils. Yeah. That's at least a plan. We can tendrils and then trainers, and then the following turn I was kind of playing around days and I wanted tendrils to happen more than anything, so we didn't die. Ooh, Stormbound Geist is... that is harsh. Okay. So I think... alright, Corrupt? Oh, in survival mode. Back up to 13. Can't cast our Edict. Siren Blood. I think he's gonna spell stutter me. Doesn't. For some reason. We'll need to last 5 more minutes. Don't tell me about it. Alright. Shoot. Kinda wanna consume spirit on the fairy. For 3. No, I'm gonna wait a turn and regret this decision. I don't think that we're gonna keep drawing well. Yeah, he should have used that on my Sign in Blood. He can do me 4. Another land is probably pretty good news since it's not a spell. Okay. There's a plan. I'm gonna consume spirit his face. If he counters this, I lose. But if he doesn't, then I think we're in a good spot. Yeah. Well, not bad. We went positive. So many blue decks. So many blue decks. Well, that's it for today. That was fairly exhausting, and I have other stuff I want to do. We kept on cutting the armillary spheres, so maybe we want to cut one of those main deck permanently. But I'm not sure for what. Maybe a bubbling muck, so that we do have the consume spirit combo again. Thank you for watching. I try to stream tournaments Mondays, and I like to test throughout the week the deck that I'm going to play and try to refine it. I have videos on YouTube of the other decks that I've tried, and I usually do pretty well. I haven't gone negative in a league yet. Make sure to follow, subscribe to me on YouTube, and thank you for watching.